Hello, this is Stephen J. Murphy. Welcome to All About You, or as we affectionately have come to know it as AAY, and we're up to show number 29. How quickly we've gone through those. And it's great to have you with us again, friends. The week has rolled through once again quite fast. So if you've got those questions you'd like to get answered about your birth date, your future, our show's about your past, your present and your future. And you may be asking at this point in time, whereabouts is my life heading? Where is the family's heading? Where is my career heading? Anything that you want to know, drop your questions into our inbox at allaboutyouau@gmail.com, and then also on Facebook at allaboutyouau. aus.com, and you must be 18 years of age and over to access our show, and we don't have any medical experts on the show as such, and we're not able to field those medical questions, so we just have to keep them at bay, even though I know our psychics do approach those medical questions the best way we can possibly get around them. We've got some great psychics with us on the show tonight. Peter Hoare is with us. Pete, g'day.
Hello.
Good to have you with us again.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Great to be back.
And I'm going to come back to you in just a moment because you've got a few projects under wing, and that's gaining momentum. You're off to Bali very shortly. Sheila Vajaraza, good to have you with us.
Great to be here tonight, Steve.
It's lovely to have you with us, and I love the way you read, Sheila, for people. You tune into people. And Sammy Bunting is with us as well. Now, we affectionately call Sammy the Wacky Witch, which I personally have a problem with. And you don't have a problem with that at all, do you?
Not at all, no.
Now, how did that come about? Calling yourself the Wacky Witch?
Because I'm crazy.
And she
So
whacks
hence,
you.
hence the wacky, hence the wacky and the witch, obviously, from younger years when people used to shout walking down the street, stoner, stoner, you know, when I was young. So the witch thing kind of has been there for a long time. So put the wacky and the witch together and ta-da, here I am.
Well, it's lovely to have you with us. And you also have a Harley motorbike, I hear,
Yeah.
and you're a champion of charity. And we're going to get Mick on the show too,
Yeah,
who is going to talk a little bit about that as well.
At some time.
Yeah. You actually have your own Harley.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Her name's Elvira.
Elvira.
She's outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've got to come out and have a look a little
Yeah,
bit
you can
later
have
on.
a look after. Yeah, she's outside. Don't go anywhere without her.
Pete, your new program that you're working on, it's a coming retreat, Ignite Your Flow.
Yes. Okay, so Ignite Your Flow, that's coming in the 19th to the 21st of May. It's up in the Blue Mountains. And it's a weekend retreat in order to support you to reconnect back into yourself. It's an opportunity in order to stop, unplug from the outside world. That's the flyer that we've got up on the screen now. And to unplug from the outside world and to come back into connecting with yourself. The weekend is going to have some yummy vegetarian food, some meditation, some nurturing exercises, meeting your animal totem, spending time with your inner child, and stepping in and meeting in a different way your higher wisdom.
When you say the animal totem, what is exactly that?
Well, we all have our connection to nature, and each of us has an animal that works with us or that can guide us or support us.
Subconsciously?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, we can look at it from anything. We can also associate with anything in nature, like you know, whether it's something in nature like tree or water or desert or mountains that we feel more connected to. But there's always an animal that's traveling with us. And at the moment I'm working with a turtle, you know, which I really love. A few years ago I was working with a seal. But it was, so the thing is, you can do a process, a little meditation where you're guided to actually meet your animal. And it's not just, oh, that's cute, it's a turtle, that's great. It's actually understanding the metaphor, understanding how this animal actually operates in the world as a vehicle, a guide in order to support you to move forward.
Now, you know what, when somebody says to you, and I think even from a psychology point of view, oh, name your favourite animal or name an animal. And apparently, psychologically, it does say a lot about you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How you look, how you are in the world. We as humans are one species, we're animals. We
Yes.
forget that animals have different gifts and different abilities. So as Peter said, to tune into the animal that's guiding you, you can have a master animal for your life or animals that are working with you at that point in time. To know what capabilities and gifts they have,
Yes.
you know, to fly, to soar, to teach,
So
to
if you were
plod.
to ask somebody, oh, what's your favourite animal? And
Yeah.
they said, oh, a horse.
Yeah.
Does that give you an indication, even as a psychic or a clairvoyant?
Absolutely.
You're able to draw on that.
Absolutely. The horse is an animal that stays, travels long distances, pack horse. You know, humans could travel far distances when they domesticated horses and camels.
Yes.
So you tell me that it's got a vibration. It's what our left brain tells us about horses and how we feel about it. And then you can channel through guidance, you know.
For
We're
our new
learning
friends who
all through
for
from
joining
all
us
the
on the
symbols.
show, Sheila, because we've always got new people coming in, new friends of the family to AAY. Just tell us a little bit. How long have you been doing clairvoyance now?
I've been doing psychic medium readings with clairvoyance as one component of that for a couple of years. My journey's been interesting for many of the viewers on All About You. You'd know I'm a finance professional. I'm a finance director by day, a psychic medium by night. I guess my story, my path is about integrating, you know, these two very different lives together. And the transition hasn't been easy. I'm actually starting to delve into writing about that a little bit because I think it's very rare you come out of the womb ready to do your psychic readings. You know, you have this childhood, you have formative teenage years, your 20s and 30s are lived through belief sets, through expectations, by yourself, by family, by friends, you know, what you think society dictates you should do. There's just so many influences. And if you're on your path, it's great, but maybe when you're not on your path, it's also great because you're learning. So I came into this a little later in life, but I always had a knowing that this path was there for me.
Well, welcome to our show tonight. Great to have you with us, Sheila.
Thanks, Steve.
And we're getting a lot of fans to your readings, so all of our clairvoyants and psychics on the show tonight, this week on AAY. Sammy, you've got, if we can get that up on the screen there, Margaret, it's just the angel chart graphics. What's that about?
Okay, well, it's angel astrology, so it's 20 to 22 A4 pages long. And it's basically based on, it's the messages given to you at the time of your birth from all the angels that are around. Basically don't need too much information, just your birthday, where you were born, your name, your place. And it sort of teaches you to connect with your angels. They'll give you your own personal meditation.
Yes.
Yeah, so... Or
This is
easy,
a little booklet, isn't it?
yeah,
That you
it's
hand
actually,
out
well,
your-
it's actually, that's the actual chart.
Right.
So, and then what we do is that we tune in, once I get the date of birth and things, I tune in and just go, okay, Spirit will just show me like a certain design or something for an angel. So everyone is different. So I don't go, you're all the same, you know. So the charts are available in store. Very
Would like to
interesting.
find out more details, you can go to our website, www.allaboutyouaus.com or allaboutyou/at Facebook. The details there on the screen. Topic of discussion tonight, the power of words. And even though we're not too quick in this age of texting, sometimes it can be misinterpreted, can't it? Because you've got to be very careful how you choose your words. Or even when you're saying what you're meant to be saying, how you choose your words and how you wish to convey them. That's our topic of discussion tonight. So what's on your mind tonight? We'd love to hear from you. What's your questions? Write in your birth date, perhaps even a photograph so we can get a more clearer indication of you. And we'll get an opportunity to get those readings on the air for you as soon as we can. Now, coming up on June 16, we do have our show All About You at Wollongong. We're going to be taking our show on the road, and we've got the best psychics for this particular show that we've collected together. And Peter Hoare is going to be with us, Sheila is going to be with us, Josephine Sartor will be with us. Sammy, you're going to be with us as well.
Yeah.
Linda Usop, and we'll be connecting with Spirit. It will be a question and answer with the audience. Vivian, who's having another week off from the show, she'll be with me on that particular show. We'll be having a live performance and live connecting with you. So if you're living around the south part of Sydney or around Wollongong, we would love to see you at that show at the Fraternity Club, Friday, June 16. It's $55 per ticket. Now here's the bonus. If you buy 3 tickets, you get the 4th free. So a lovely show it's going to be. And I can pretty much guarantee, and this is a sweeping statement to make, that everybody who turns up at that show, I think you can be quite confidently guaranteed a reading. Would you be with me on saying that?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because get in early, because those tickets are selling. Now, just yesterday, we sold another 20 tickets just like that, because you never know how many tickets are going to go. Get in early. So first in Best Dressed, June 16, Fraternity Club at Wollongong, and the details are there on our website. All About You, follow the links. Sammy, I'm going to go to you with our first question tonight.
Beautiful.
Leah, her birthday is coming up. Happy birthday, Leah, for this week, 1983. And Leah says for you, Sammy, I saw a ghost as clear as anything move through my house. I can clearly remember that she looked, what she looked like and what she was wearing. This was approximately 18 years ago, and I've never had another experience like it. Why was I able to see her and spirit since that event? Back to 83. That's a sweeping question, isn't it?
Yeah, this is quite amazing. What's the lady's name again?
Leo. She's
Leo.
never seen another spirit since. Why is that, she says?
Well, so it could be a number of reasons. I mean, I don't know if you'd actually gone into a new property or you're in an older property. It could have been that at that particular point in time you were very vulnerable, or very open. I don't know, you might have been going through something a little bit maybe chaotic in your life at that time. So spirit will show themselves to us in certain times, in certain places. So, and when we're vulnerable, we are generally very open when we're vulnerable. We're not going, okay, this is... So spirit have got that open sort of doorway to just go, okay, well, I'm here now. It could be too, you could have been, when you're extremely tired, you know, sometimes when you're extremely tired, spirit can just go, okay, look, you're tired, I'm just going to come in now, I'm just going to show you this. But I have a feeling that this was a grandma figure, so something to do with your mother's side of the family. I feel like maybe she was a grandma figure and she just, it was around that time. Like I say, I'm feeling that maybe you were very vulnerable at that time and it was just like it was there to just show you. Now, as for not seeing them now, it's very you have to be very disciplined. You know, remember, we can all do this. We all have this ability. So it's being disciplined. It's learning to meditate. And being open, you know, and different calm and doing different things, okay? So it's just do your meditation. It's just like, and ask too. It's very important. Ask spirit. Remember, they will not infringe on our free will. But if you've seen them once, you can see them again. And again, society gets in the way. Our thinking gets in the way. So if this is something that you want to do, it's discipline and it's practice. But like I say, I feel that you were very open at that time. And then, you know, like Sheila was just saying before, society takes over, you start thinking and all this stuff goes on and da-da-da-da-da, and you shut down. So to be open, it's a lot of practice and it's a lot of discipline, but I'm sure you can reconnect again if you wish to. All right?
Thank you, Sammy. If you'd like an in-depth reading, friends, like Leo, perhaps you would like to have an extended reading, just contact our websites there, allaboutyouau@gmail.com and allaboutyouaus.com. Drop those questions into our inbox and there are the details on our screen. Pete, I've got Kate for you, and she's the 4th of November 1964. What has this year got in store for me, please? I love your show.
Okay. All right, so Kate. Just going to have a quick look here. All right.
That was a very quick question, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah, it was very
It wasn't
quick.
allocated, it wasn't too detailed.
No, it wasn't.
A Scorpio,
Okay,
4th of November.
4th of
So
November,
she's a hard worker with that birthday. It's a very sensitive girl.
1964.
Yeah.
As a
this is-
psychic, we've got to
alright,
turn the
this is
tap on
beautiful.
and off, don't we?
Okay. Okay, Kate, thank you for your question and tuning in. And we're wanting to see what's happening for Kate in this year. What I'm actually seeing before you, I'm actually seeing a doorway, and it feels like I keep getting June, July for this doorway. It feels like you're waiting for some changes to actually come about, and it feels like May is going to be a little bit frustrating. A little bit of frustration in the air, just needing to wait for the changes that are about to take place for you. Now, when I say that this doorway, it actually feels like a little bit of the end of something and the beginning of something new. So it feels like there's, I want to say it's like that you're stepping into something unknown, especially in your daily life, work area. There's some new opportunities showing up for you. As I'm tuning into you, Kate, on a personal level, it feels like, I want to say just, it's time now to really ground and separate yourself from whether it's some environment or people or some old opinions that are actually not really supporting you. It feels like getting outdoors and getting into nature is really good for you right now. You like order, you like structure, you like to know where you stand, and it feels like there's a little bit of been a bit stuck in a little bit of a holding pattern over the last couple of years. Now we're at this point where it's taking some steps in order to ground, in order to be able to move forward or be prepared for what's coming for you. And this is going to bring a very special second half of this year, because it actually feels like we're moving into some unknown territory. You are being, it's like some of the prayers are being answered, some of the things that you've been waiting for are opening up for you. The year's going to get better. It feels like, as I said during May, this is now a time for you to be prepared for the frustration and give yourself an opportunity to ground, get into nature, and to separate yourself from other people's stuff in order to prepare to move forward. Have a great week. Thanks, Kate.
Thank you, Pete. I've got a few call-outs here as well. Sylvia, I never miss the show. Love it very much. Mariana, Joanne, Sandra, Lisa Marie. Hello, Lisa Marie. One of our great fans here at AAY. And Tanya, listening in again tonight here on Facebook. If you have trouble with our show or you're not able to get it as clearly as you like, we always upload it a little bit later after the show, so don't despair with that. Sheila, I have Joan for you. I think Joan's feeling a little bit uncertain.
Okay.
25th of the 5th, 1973. Hi, everybody. Could I please have my reading for Sheila? I was wondering if you could see a house move this year for me, and if my finances will improve, please. I'm feeling stressed. Thank you.
Okay, Joan, thank you. And I can feel your stress even just as Steve read the question. So the first thing they're telling me is you're really wedded to moving and you're actually putting a lot of focus on the move. And I think this in some ways they're telling me is delaying the move because you're really attached to what that looks and feels like. I'm being told to tell you just to allow the months to unfold. I feel like I'm definitely seeing a move, and I'm definitely getting the month of October. They're showing me you a red brick house. I don't know if there's a staircase around the house, but I feel like you're moving out of either out of somewhere with a staircase or into something with a staircase. I feel like it's an older house, but it's just to allow the year to unfold because, okay, I'm just getting a bit of perfect timing or divine timings at play. I think you're wanting to pull it forward, and I think there's a sequence of events that will unfold. When they do unfold, that leads to you moving, you'll kind of, I think they're telling me you'll understand why it's been delayed till this time. They're now telling me warmer months, which is October. So I feel like you're just going to have to get through winter. Just asking, why is it not serving you where you are at the moment? They're saying it is serving you where you are. So I just wanted to ask you why you're moving, why you're in a hurry. Okay, so I like asking questions back to readers because sometimes it's going to trigger a thought process, and sometimes that allows you to go within. The best answers are within, I always find. We use spirit to guide us, but the deepest answers are from your inner knowing. There is a reason to last out the winter. The summer, spring months will bring movement. Your finances are going to improve. They're going to improve because you need a bit more stability in your life. You need a bit more concentration on work. Whatever you do, I think needs a bit more application of your time. You need to be seen to be applying yourself a little bit more in a more focused way where you're working. That's what I'm getting from you right now. No rash moves, they're telling me. So no sudden moves. Your finances are going to improve with a little bit more diligence. I don't know if you have an hourly rate you work or your work is a little bit tied to the amount of effort you put in or hours, but that's where the finances can improve. And the move is there for you, and you'll be supported around the move. So I'm seeing many hands. When you move, there'll be people involved helping you with the relocation, and that might be another thing that's causing you worry. Okay, so I feel like it's going to happen closer to October. That's what they're sort of guiding me, is the most ideal time We can always play with timing, but I'm just being guided to tell you that's the ideal time for a shift in your residence. So all the best to you, Joan.
Thank you, Sheila. allaboutyouau@gmail.com and www.allaboutyouaus.com. And Sammy, I have Emma, who's born on the 31st of the 5th. We have a lot of May birthdays on the program tonight. I was wondering what my next career move will be and if my mum has any messages for me. She passed in August last year.
Hi Emma, how are you? Thanks for connecting. Okay. Okay, Emma. Now, Mum's saying that you've been very unsure about things, and I feel like you've been feeling like, especially a little bit wobbly, sort of unsureness has probably been there the last 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. And she's telling me there's definite change. So I think in the next 2 weeks, 2 months, she's talking about you just basically disregarding everything that you really know already, or you think you know, or what you think you don't know. And she's saying just allow your thoughts to sort of come in. It's like thinking things differently for sure. So looking at all the old things, you know, getting rid of all the old things. So taking it off, shifting. Now, she says that you're being worried about finances. She's telling me within the next 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 days is probably too soon, but your financial side of things definitely looking up. And she's saying about you saving. She's saying put some away, because I feel that there's something that you've been planning, maybe a trip. She's talking about you going away, doing the move. It's just like she's saying put money away and save it, not just keep spending just for the... I feel you're a bit of an emotional shopper, you know. She's telling me about you spending, so she's saying put some away and save some. Now, I feel like she's telling me about you've been feeling like maybe you're feeling a little bit trapped too, you're like stuck inside. So I don't know if this means that you've just shut yourself away or that you've just gone inside of yourself, but it's just like it's very easy to become a recluse. You know, it's easy to shut yourself away and close the door and say, I don't want to do this anymore. But she's saying, please don't do that. It's too easy, you know. So she's saying, go out and about, do things, meet new people. I think this is all about this change coming. It's doing things differently, seeing yourself differently. She says you've got a lot to do, and she says you have a lot of self-doubt, and she says she have put that faith and trust in yourself, because she says she has that faith and trust in you. So good luck with everything, Emma, and lots of love to you too. There's lots of pink too, so that's pink is love. Pink, you give a lot out, and she says it's time to take some back. Okay, thanks, sweetheart.
Thank you, Sammy. And our program is all about your past, your present and your future. Where are you at right now? Join us on the show. We're getting through a few callers tonight, hopefully. Peter, Lisa writes in, 5th of June, another birthday coming up very soon, 1976. I'm feeling stuck at present. I'm not sure what to do, whether to move forward in regards to work or just even maybe moving. Also, will I be meeting somebody to share my life with? I love writing, I love music. Can you see me doing something with any of these subjects?
Hello, Lisa, and thank you for your question. There's a few questions there. Okay, so you're after work, moving, and relationship. So let's just have a quick look here. I'm feeling a lot of your indecisiveness, Lisa. It really feels like at the moment we really need to find a way for you in order to get out of your head and just really, really, you know, ground your energy at the moment. Work feels like, the energy in your work feels like it's offering nothing. It's like I can't feel a goal. I can't feel anything tangible in order to really, really grab towards, in order to, you know, really, really inspire. Regarding your work, I do see there is a change coming for you, but it does feel like a bit of a process in order for you to be able to get there. So it is something that don't expect immediate results, but I do see a change coming for you in later this year, or an opportunity for change. Nobody's going to force you to change your job. You still have to actually do the steps, but there are going to be opportunities for you in the last quarter of this year. But at the same time, there's a few things around the middle of the year regarding your work that you also need to move through. And what I'm getting is that there's whether it's some sort of a restructure or some sort of a change that's actually happening in your work that's going to throw things about a little bit. So it feels like there's things you need to do in regards to that. Regarding moving, I am getting that Wow, I want to say there's a bit of clutter that needs to be gotten rid of in regards to this area. And when it comes to move, I'm actually getting that there's something from your past, and whether it's past relationships or past friendships or something to do with that place that you're needing to actually let go of before the energy is really flowing for you to move. So I'm saying that do your homework, do whatever needs to be culled or released or let go of before move. Regarding relationship, it feels like you have done a lot of work and it feels like you are ready. There is somebody, there is somebody coming in, but it actually feels like you're still in that window shopping. It feels like whoever's coming in, it feels like there's a lesson to be learned, but don't be attached to the happily ever after story in regards to this. It's stay present with what have you learned from the last relationship, clean out the clutter that we spoke about, especially around the home. This new relationship that's coming in, it feels like it's coming in also around the next 2 to 3 months. It feels like there's something still to learn in order to move beyond, and another relationship coming for you in 2018, which feels more substantial. All the best.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Lisa, for writing in there. And we welcome your questions, allaboutyouau@gmail.com and www.allaboutyouaus.com. The beauty of this show is that you can always put that pause button on, but hopefully come back. But when you go to roll it back, you can say, oh, that's what that was. So, it's annoying when you go to try and find a pen in the house, because it's a great mystery, isn't it, friends? Men's socks and pens, they just seem to go into the ether. We never see them again. And anyway, what am I talking about that? Heather, Kath, Josette, Nicole, Chrissy and Leanne, we love the show. Thank you very much. We've got flowers coming out to you very soon. No, if only we did. Well, hopefully we'll be sending them out very soon. May have a couple of poppies in the closet. Now, we also have feedback here from Leah, Sammy. You gave a reading for Leah before. She said she saw a spirit on her sister's birthday, and she didn't have the winning lottery numbers. So Mark said she just wanted to give you that
If
feedback.
I got $1 for every time somebody asked me, I'd be a millionaire by now.
Oh, thank you very much, Leah. Yes. Oh, how do you go about that?
Oh, I love the way, I love it when people come up to me because they go, well, give me the lotto numbers. And I said, seriously, do you seriously think if Spirit were to give it to me, I would give them to you?
Now, that's a very good question.
That's so funny. Sorry. I went to a psychic who would give me the lotto numbers every time I went to her. And I was thinking, wow, she was living in a caravan. And I was sort of thinking, oh my God, I think we should share if we win.
Did you go and buy a lotto ticket?
Oh, I did a few times.
Did you win?
No.
But do you get asked what the winning lotto numbers are?
I don't get asked.
It's a good
but
question.
It's a great question, and I think it's in someone's fate to win a substantial amount of money. It's going to happen because it would change, the course of your life. I do pick scores for sports. I've done that twice.
I can do horses.
Horses, yeah.
I've done horses.
Just not a betting woman.
I'm very much with you, because I was with a friend of mine last night, and she said to me, can you do a quick reading for me? And I don't normally do that. And I actually got the feeling, I said, your money is going to improve like tenfold. And she said, oh my God, I love you. But which is a lovely thing to say and to appreciate, but I actually felt it.
Oh,
now, it's not always, it's a wonderful thing to say and to feel, but that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel her money is going to improve. So, but that was a very strong feeling I got. We've got some feedback for you, Pete. Lisa said everything that you said was totally accurate, and she identified with it so sincerely. So she just wanted to give you some feedback. And that's
Thanks,
the beauty
Lisa.
of this, where you can get that instant feedback, and we appreciate your call. Drop the questions into us. It's about your present and your future, perhaps your past, even though it is past, but you're wanting to know where you're going over this next 12 months, aren't you? Drop those questions into us. allaboutyouau@gmail.com. Sheila, I've got a lady here, Maggie. She hasn't got a date of birth. She hasn't provided that for us. Hi, everybody. I'm at a standstill with where I am and where I feel I should be. I know I would love to go to Canada and I want to go back there to live, but I'm just not sure whether it's the right thing to do at this time in my life.
Okay. I can feel the pull, Maggie, that you have towards Canada. And I don't feel like it's even one person that's pulling you there. I feel like it's a community. I feel like it's a choice you're going to make. And I'm being told you're going to be very happy should you make the decision to move there. And it is more than just a romance and family. I'm being told to tell you there's some sense of community you will have over there that you don't currently have here. And that's the pull. So you might have romance and family there, but for whatever reason, that you're going to have some sort of abundance and a lot of connections, which I think is a little bit missing from your life here. I feel like there's, I'm getting with you, Maggie, there's a youthful energy around you. It's like you like to be outdoors and you like to be in nature. We have nature here in Australia and Canada, but I feel like you're going to experience more of that when you go over to Canada. And that's another reason for the pull. With finances, I think you've already started to think about how you're going to financially manage. I get a sense of, there's a sense of consolidation. I'm getting that word consolidation, or like, you're liquefying, like you're trying to cash up and you're trying to think about how you're going to make your money last when you go over there. I'm being told you will, and not to worry about being a burden. That's the word I'm getting. You're not going to be a burden on anyone. Should you move, I'm getting it will take a little bit of time, in the sense it might happen November is the month they're giving me, and I'm seeing it being colder over there when you move. It's like you like the cold, you like the extreme weather. There's so many aspects to Canada that you like. It isn't just one thing. People move overseas just for one person or just for an occupation. But the pull they're telling me that you have there is multifaceted. So I'm being guided to tell you that is probably, I feel like this is something in your path. Whether you stay permanently or not is an element of your mind and how much you open up to all the opportunities there. I feel like when you get there, you will. So it's just a matter of timing as to when it does happen. And I just get the word pull. So they're not exactly telling me what the pull is. And like I said, I think it's multifaceted. But so I'm guided to tell you to lean towards that. You're at a point in your life you really want, I'm getting this delicious happiness in all aspects of your life. And I'm being guided to walk that path, to walk towards happiness. So all the best to you, Maggie. Hope the trip's wonderful.
Yes, and Maggie says here, I know I love Canada and I want to go back there to live. I just don't know if it's the right thing to do. And I can hear it's mum's old wise tale, when in doubt, don't, sort of thing, isn't it? I'm not too sure whether I should do that. I think you've got your answer there, really, haven't you?
Well, there's a should, and you know, our theme tonight's words. So there's should, and when I hear should, I think there's a right and a wrong, but I feel the word there's a pull. So I guess the question for Maggie is, what's pulling you there? Can you take a leap of faith and see? And let's look at the language of should, because should means there's a right and wrong, and I don't know if there is in this case.
Well, and I love that word should in the analytical sense, because it such means obligatory action by the speaker, yet rarely carried out. Oh, I should do that.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're a prisoner of your conscience.
And we can be, and we're not the prisoner of our own conscience. It's the conscience we allow ourselves to be a prisoner by, and sometimes it's the words of other people around us, isn't it?
Indeedy, and yeah, where you're taking control. I think Maggie's just like a lot of people at the moment. Pete and I were talking about this before we came on tonight. A lot of people feel very, not so much lost, that's the wrong word, anxious, a little bit uncertain, but which I do think will pass come September of this year. As we always find in every year, even especially numerically, you will find it's a very, very significant turning point. Very, very, very strong new beginnings in September of this year. Frank, one of our new listeners on board. Lovely having you with us, Frank. And just a delight, my friend. So thank you very much. Mark was just telling me there you've just joined us, so great to have you with us. Renee has written in, Sammy, this is for you. Love your show. Could you please get Sammy to do a reading for me? My husband passed away suddenly. Any messages, please? Renee's born on the 12th of the 5th, 1977.
Hi Renee, how are you? Thank you for connecting. Now, I got your husband's energy quite strong, actually. There's a male energy, and I've got the letter D. Now, I don't know if that's in the beginning of the name, the middle of the name, or an end of a name, but it's a D or a B, and it's quite prominent, okay? Now, he tells me to tell you that he said he passed, he didn't die. So that's a very strong statement for a spirit to make, but he's telling me that you're still grieving, so I can feel that you're still grieving. You know, your sadness is still there, and he says that he hears you when you speak to him. He's telling me about a photo, so there's a special photo, or there's a photograph, or there's something that's been moved. Now, he's also shown me red roses, and the red roses are for you. I don't know if this was something that he gave you on occasions, or if this is just something that's very significant to you at a certain time, but he's definitely showing me these red roses and he wants to give them to you. And he's telling me he knows that it just seems to be like you're going 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, and you're getting very frustrated, and he's saying, just hang in there, everything's going to be okay. He's talking about money. Now, I don't know if there's some money things happening or some money things going on, but he says whatever it is that you choose to do, it's just like he says, do it. And so he's behind you and he's backing you 100% of the way. Now, again, he says that he's passed. He says he isn't dead. And it's just, I feel what he means by that is that he passed quickly and you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. And I really feel that that's something that plays on your mind. But he says the memories that you have and everything that you hold will always be in your heart. And he says he heard you speaking to him. So I don't know if he was in sort of in a coma state or in a sleep state, but he says that he did hear you. And the red roses are significant of love. And like he says, he's always going to be close to you. So it'll take as long as it takes. It'll take as long as it takes. Don't rush us, you know, just be in the moment with it and take the time that you need. But just know that he's around you and he always will be. All right? Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Sammy. And thanks, Renee, for writing in. We had a couple of friends phoning in to us, rather, from the Wollongong area. That's at the Fraternity Club, our show coming up. And we'll be connecting with everybody on June 16. $55 a ticket. If you buy 3, you get the 4th ticket free. So it's a great incentive. Like to find out more details about our Wollongong show, Fraternity Club, June 16. We'll be connecting with the other side, the best of psychics at that particular show. Book a seat. Do not miss out. Book through our show, allaboutyouau@gmail.com and allaboutyouaus.com. There are the details on the screen, and some certain talent there. I'm pretty sure we're going to be giving everybody a reading at the up close and personal show. $55 a ticket. Buy 3, get the 4th ticket free. Pete, Margaret's written in 1958. So here's the second Saturn return with this birth date. She's, which means, what's the second Saturn return mean? It comes around at the age of 58. The first one's at 29. Third one's at the age of 87. They're very, very big turning points in your life. And Margaret's born on the 29th of this 7th, really powerful birthday. I've struggled, Pete, with my life since Mum died when I was 5 years of age. Am I ever going to be happy?
Oh, that's a big question. Okay, Margaret. As I tune into you, Margaret, it feels like I am getting a bit of heavy energy, and it feels like there's been a bit of heavy energy in regards to relationships that you've had in your life. I want to actually address the little girl inside of you, okay? Now, you lost your mum when you were 5 years old. This is quite a very, very significant time of your life. And what can actually happen at a time, and I'm sure that I may not be the first person to tell you this, but it feels like there was some sort of a rupture, a tear in the energy field at that time. You know, and what I'm getting is, if you haven't seen an energy worker, a kinesiologist, a counselor, a psychologist, somebody to actually support you as part of your process, you know, in terms of integrating all of your energy, whether it's yoga, meditation, whatever's your path in order to really integrate your energy field, because it feels like it was very, very significant. But not only that, the story and the tear traveled with you, and it feels like it's like there was whether processing some sort of guilt or responsibility through this time. And so the invitation for you, in order to do this, in order to repair this, I want to actually say, is to nurture the little girl inside of you. Now, when I work with the inner child, I look at the inner child as being around 4 years old. So to nurture little 4-year-old Margaret. Now, you might think, well, how the hell is this going to work in order to make me happier in my life today and moving forward? But the thing is, by you actually nurturing and being the mother for yourself and getting a picture of yourself when you're about 4 or 5 years old, and saying kind words to yourself each morning, asking yourself how you're doing, how you're feeling. What this is doing is it's actually filling and integrating and bringing back to whole a part of you that felt a bit disconnected and continually feels a bit disconnected. So time is an illusion. By doing this exercise, this can actually impact you to actually change your tomorrows. Now, will you be happy? Happy is a really loaded word, as we'll probably talk about as we talk about the power of words, because happy isn't actually a feeling. Happy is a choice. And there's a really good book that you should have a look at, and it's called The Happiness Trap. Because there's, you know, since 1950s, 60s, all of this pop psychology, everyone thinks that we should be happy, and that's not what life is about. Life is about finding a purpose that feeds you. So the invitation is, let go of the desire to be happy and to do things that make you feel like you're adding value to yourself, nurturing the little girl inside, you know, saying kind things to yourself, doing things that make you feel good, whether it's tending to a garden or cooking a nice meal, or, you know, or spoiling yourself in some way. And what this is going to do is bring you into, I suppose, a more whole state, which is more joy, more contentment, more peace, which I believe is what you're really after. There's so much more that I can say about this, Margaret, and I do want to say that it is important that you do reach out to professionals in order to support you if you are feeling low, a counselor, a psychologist, something like that. But if it does resonate, then go to the website and come and have a longer session, because there's way more to tell you here. Many blessings.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Margaret. And yeah, very big turning points in your life at the moment, being born in 1958, so that would make you...
And she's in a year 1 this year as well.
Yes.
So this is the perfect time for Margaret to have a new beginning.
And she's turning 59.
Yeah.
Sheila, we have Ray here. What a great birth date. This is 21st of January, 1966. Well, my finances come back so I can actually help my son look for a home to buy real soon.
Okay.
I've stuffed him around for the last 4 years. Need your help.
Okay. Ray, that's a great name. That's my mother's name, Ravithy, but she shortened it when they migrated to Australia. So all her friends call her Ray. So I'm deeply connected to you. You share my mother's name. When I tune into your energy, Ray, the first thing they're wanting me to tell you is your son can stand on his own 2 feet. And I'm going to talk about the money in a second, but there's an energetic, there's a tie there, there's a pull, and there's some sort of, you feel some sort of commitment to your son, and they're telling me to tell you that guilt isn't necessary. And I think that is actually affecting other aspects of your relationship with your son. It's like they're telling me because the finances is there, there's other things you're not able to talk about. Okay, so I feel like you want a deepening of your relationship with your son, and the first thing to do is to unpack this obligation you have around money with him. Is the first piece of guidance I'm being told to tell you. I get that he's an older, more mature man. I'm understanding that it's like the emotional support that he values from you as much as the financial support. I feel like you have a close relationship with him, and I feel like there was a time when he was younger where you guys could say anything to each other. You had quite an unusually close bond during those formative teenage years, they're showing me. So, and I feel like there might have been some, it feels like the parent-son relationship that was very balanced. I don't think he acted out like a teenager. It feels like a very adult-to-adult relationship. The second thing I'm wanting to tell you is about the finances, that the money is coming. They're showing me a hand with a bag of money. So that's a symbol that there is money coming, and I'm being told in unexpected ways. So I can't share with you whether it's a job promotion or job change. You will be handed a sum of money in the next 12 to 18 months. But they're wanting me to tell you that whilst you want to help him, it's not overly necessary. It's just your need that you have. So it's interesting, when we sometimes ask for guidance in one way, sometimes that isn't the guidance that you're looking for. It's more the guidance around how to think about the question a little differently. I feel like I'm just getting Cogra. I don't know why. So I don't know if you're looking to buy an apartment down in the south of Sydney, but I feel like you're looking to buy with him something smaller. It could be something he lives in, but an investment property. And I feel like I don't know if he's going to live in it. I don't feel that. I feel like you're trying to help him get a foot in the door. But again, I think he's going to be okay financially. I don't know if your help's that necessary. So I hope that helps you there, Ray. It's really around sort of understanding the finance question you have with him, the finance connection, which you're telling me you might need to sort of cut that for yourself, for your emotional sort of well-being. So all the best to you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Sheila, for that lovely reading. And the 21st you're born on, so one of the best birthdays you can have if you're born on the 21st, the 12th, the 30th, or the 3rd of any month of the year. There's a collection of threes, or birth dates that add up to a 3 brought down to a single digit. You'll have a charmed life.
Thank you.
And really?
Yep.
Some people say to me, oh, well, it's not been like that for me. For some, can be very highly emotional.
Is it a life path through or
No, it's a birthday number.
The birthday. I'm 30th.
And where you find that is from the age of 29 through to 59. You'll be living the vibration of what that number means. Your birthday number from 29 through to 30. Very interesting. I've got a phone reading here from Cherie, I believe, and we're on the air everywhere. Hello, Cherie.
Hi, how you going?
Very well, lovely to make contact with you. You're born on the 25th of the 7th, 1979. Just let me get that correct.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. I think that you have got a great future here. You're a very powerful lady with this birth date. And I'm smiling here as I'm looking at it because every birth date will tell me a story. It's much like a photograph. You are somewhat analytical. You like to go over things and just trust nothing to chance. Nothing really escapes you. So I would say that you would have been very, very good with your education and quite a stickler for looking at things in a very precise fashion. Are you listening alone with me during this call?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Oh, good. It's private. Well, it's going to be up on the web really for the rest of our lives. But what I'm alluding to is that I want you to think, I've got my friends here with me on the panel, so that's what that laughing is there, but we're doing it endearingly. What I want you to do is think more about yourself and where you want to be in life. It's all about Cherie, and it's not that you're, in a vacuous sense, disposing of other people around you, quite the contrary. But I do feel that sometimes there can be some powerful individuals who can be close to you, perhaps sometimes in the family, even in the workplace, that want to be a little bit controlling of you. And the answer to that is think more about what Cherie would like to do. Where would she like to be? Now, over this last 12 months, I do feel that there's been quite a few things come to close, and it's the old. You've outgrown it, or you may have even found you were losing things, or they were going out of your life. And it's brought you to this point in life where perhaps you're not too sure where you're heading. And as we progress through these months, there's a lot of faith that's attached to this upward direction that you're heading in. Now, you're going to get answers, not all of them, coming in around July. It's going to be a very good month for you. You might be a little bit reclusive in the month of June. This will be a good time to perfect your skills and to concentrate on what you want personally, where you feel you're going. August is a very, very significant month because it's like you're saying, okay, goodbye, I've done with that, and I'm now ready to go to the next platform because September is quite triumphant. You're going to be quite busy within your partnerships, your home, relationships, even things like the gardening. And what can that represent? Well, a sense of duty and responsibility, really, because if it's an environment that's also around your home, it does require care and attention. And this is the area that I feel that you'll be focusing on, the home and your relationships very strongly over the next 3 years. Have you got a pen?
Have I got a pen?
You know what, if you haven't, you can always roll our show back. And
That's right,
that's
yes.
the beauty of All About You. You can roll it back. So we'll upload the show a little bit later on. Because what I'm going to tell you here, there are major changes in your life at 32, 41, again at the age of 50 and 59. Very, very significant years. It's not to suggest you're out at 59, of course there'll be more, but these are going to be very significant years for you. This is a lovely thing to tell you. Coming up between the ages of 42 and 50, and get your head around this one, I feel you're going to be very well known before the public, but it's up to you. Do you really want to take that step? That's a lot of courage sometimes to step before the public, be it in a talking capacity or even in a representative capacity, perhaps even a CEO capacity. But you're going to rise up. It almost suggests fame to me. So be prepared to take that on board. Have that confidence that I was talking about. And in your later years, these are snap readings, of course, in the 50s and your 60s, there's a lot of love and protection around you with your home and your family. It's a wonderful thing to tell you. Look out for a trip overseas. I get it towards the Americas. We've mentioned Canada on this program a few times tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if you've been on the way to North America or up towards Canada in the future. It's not the near future, but it's certainly in the future. Did that make sense to you, Cherie?
Yes, yeah, it all sounds positive.
How did you find out about AAY?
I think through my sister Lisa and also through Facebook.
Well, lovely having you with us on the show. Have you friended us at all with the AAY? Which we hope that you're there in the group, and we'll make sure you're locked in.
Yes.
Good on
Yes,
you, my
I
love.
have, yeah.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Tell your family
Thank you.
about it, and
I will.
great for being with. Great to have you on the show with us. Bye bye, my love.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There's Cherie. Well, that's as simple as phoning into us. Write your details into us. Put your phone number. If we draw you out of the barrel, like we did with Cherie, she was on this week's show, and it's as quick as giving you a snap reading there. We've got our topic of discussion coming up, the power of words. A lot of our younger friends, we're not too quick to have the vocal sort of expression, are we? We're very, very quick to text. How many of you in the home, have you got a big home, might be a small home, but how often do you text mum saying, did you pack that for my bag tomorrow? Or did mum text that to the kids, have you got everything ready for school? Strangely enough, it does go on. Rather than, are you ready? You get a text. So this is how we're communicating. But the power of words can be equally transformed when we're texting. Pete, what are your views?
It can also get misconstrued when it's text.
Yeah, well,
Very much
geez.
so.
I am so glad that text messages went around when I was in my 20s, you know, because
Yeah.
you could just imagine the mess you'd get into like on a Friday and Saturday night. That's all I'm going to say on that. But, you know, the words are very, very powerful. And it's really great that we've got Sammy on tonight, you know, with the Wacky Witch, you know, and the spells that are involved, because words can either be a curse or a blessing. And not just a curse or a blessing to other people, but a curse or a blessing to ourselves. You know, just one thing on that, you know, I really feel that when we are saying words to ourselves on a regular basis, we're actually rewiring our brain again and again. Each time we create a thought, we create a new neural pathway. So if we're using negative words to ourselves, we're creating a not so nice neural pathway. So the more blessings we give ourselves, you know, it's just so much more healthy for our mental health.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, and you know about the spells with, you know, the...
Oh, yeah. I mean, the power of words is pretty amazing. I was thinking about this all day. I mean, what about songs? You can't, what's the power of words cannot be more, have more meaning than in songs, lyrics, you know, people writing. It's just like, how do you feel? I think probably like if you've got to know me pretty well now, there's a lot of people that do, but I always say to people, what's the difference between I can and I can't? One letter, a T. The power of words. When you say I can't, you've already, like you were saying about putting it in your brain, you know, it's already gone in there. You've just gone, I can't. So our favourite word, everyone's, I can't. Okay, too late, she cried. You're never going to try and do it. It's never going to work because
Yes,
you've already said it's not going to.
And I remember that as a kid, Sammy, very much that word can, because I'd say, Mum, can I have a bag of chips before dinner? Yes, you can.
Yes, you
but no, you may not.
Yeah, awesome.
Your mother was a smart woman
Yes,
there.
very much so.
Your mum
Very
always
much
knows,
so.
doesn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you see how the word is just, it is, the power of words is amazing. I agree, totally agree with you. It's just, you know, you were talking about earlier about being happy too. It's a like you say, it's a thing in your head. You know what I mean? Remember, all thoughts are universal. So whatever you put out to the universe is going to come back to you tenfold.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's just like, so be positive, like you were saying, Pete. It's just like feed that positive, think positive, be positive, and you put that out there. Happiness comes from within, like you were saying before. It's just, and I'm a true believer. The word thing again is just like, put it out there. No one else around you can make you happy. We just believe that. There's only one person that can make you happy, and that's you.
Sheila, you're in the corporate world
am.
and you see the power of words in a very different context.
Absolutely. I work in publishing as well. You know, one of the biggest publishers around the world, and words can inspire. So the words we tell ourselves have a vibration. So that's where words are powerful, because when you think a thought has a vibration, and then when you say it, I think it's even more potent because you're really putting it out there. And like Peter said, it's recreating a neural path. And if you can use words powerfully to yourself, with yourself, in dialogue to yourself, you can lift your vibration. When you lift your vibration, you can magnetize things, great relationships, just synchronicity, money. You know, the things that we might look someone else has, we can bring that into sort of our own sphere. The written word I find very powerful. And working for a publisher, all we want to do is help literacy. When you can read, you can educate yourself. When you can educate yourself, you can educate your thoughts. You can change your life. And I think, you know, what I love on Facebook, I mean, I think people have interesting thoughts about Facebook. I love hearing about people's lives, but I love the inspiring thoughts. You read it, and then it does help you reframe your thoughts for that day. And I do believe in synchronicity, that Facebook and the internet works in synchronicity with our lives. Spirit will use whatever technology is out there to help you. So if you need to read something about a relationship, or about the way a man or woman does or doesn't treat you, or about how to choose a job, I really believe it flashes up in the modality that you use.
And the subject of love will always be, and sex, and to a degree politics, it will and religion, they're top subjects, aren't they?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I can remember being in talk radio and they said, oh, you know, go easy on the sex, booze, politics and religion. And I said, well, why is that? And they said, well, it was the very subjects that drive talk radio, and because people get fired up about them. But you've got to be very careful, you know, how you negotiate those words. You're in the publishing business, a very competitive field. What are publishers looking for now? What are the big books? What are the subjects that are selling?
Gosh, that's a great question. I think they're just looking for books that resonate with what people are looking for in their lives.
Yes.
So there's so many different genres. So you know, there's crime and there's misery memoirs, and then there's biographies, and there's self-help, and there's, you know, our spiritual books. I think they're looking for things that people want to resonate with and want to read. That's really a very basic, on a basic level. So reading is for entertainment, it's for information, it's for inspiration, it's, you know, it's children's books to inspire, to get them to read. So I think they're looking for commerciality. In fiction books, they're looking for a great storyline, looking for great writing. You've asked the $1,000,000 question,
Words
Stephen.
again.
What are they looking for? I've
Words.
I've worked for the publisher that published 50 Shades of
bestsellers.
Grey, and I've worked for the publisher, you know, of Da Vinci Code. I've worked for a publisher that published Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run, which was incredibly poetic biography.
Oh, and he's loved.
He's loved
Bruce
and he's
Springsteen.
amazing.
That
Yeah.
book will sell 1 million before
Absolutely.
you know
I'm not
it.
here to sprig my publisher's books, but I think we are all looking for answers in what we read, and we're looking probably for escapism. We're looking for entertainment. So it's so hard to thin slice the segments. But I think ultimately publishers want to give a great story, whether it's fiction or non-fiction, to the consumer. That's what we're looking for.
It's so interesting, you know, talking about the power of words, and it's really interesting because you would sort of think that at the movies or in the bookshops, everybody would be wanting to read something inspiring and something fun and joyful, but people love the drama and
Absolutely.
crime and people who are having
Because
really
it's this-
crappy lives.
It's escapism.
Yeah.
Your own
yeah.
But see,
drama.
I
When
think
you do
it's,
that, it's
and
escapism,
and
isn't
it's
it?
part of human nature
Yeah.
because human beings, we love problems and we love problem solving, and I think we're negatively hardwired where we love trying to fix a problem, and so this is where our words can actually curse us.
Pete, you are so right, and I did this once on talk radio as an exercise because we all want something that's bright and happy in our lives. And if you were to say to listeners, what love experience have you had? What do you love, or who do you love? You'll be challenged to get calls because there's a sense of, oh, I'm not sure what that person would feel about that if I was to go and say, oh, you're fantastic or you're sensational. And I even see it on the web.
Yeah.
But there's a few people that are happy to extol the virtues of another. But if you were to say, what gets under your goat? Which government drives you mad? What do
The
you
calls
do
are
about
going
it?
Today.
Oh, where's the phone? Oh my God, I can't wait. I can't stand and with the government and look at the way the state's being run. And
So
you'll
true.
get people
Yeah,
wired up,
yeah.
and then
So
one.
true.
It's so.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. I've seen it time and time
Yeah.
again. Talking of publishing, cooking is one of those great fields at the moment. That's one of the hot subjects. Maggie Beer, Margaret's favourite lady at the moment. She's got some beautiful books out. Is Maggie Beer on your books?
She is. We've got her
wow.
next book coming out for Christmas.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No. Well,
Synchronicity.
now, there's a lady who's just come out of the woodwork. She's been all over her life
Yep.
on that slow, long career haul.
Yep.
And I don't think she ever thought that fame would perhaps come. She just wanted to do something with a passion.
Yeah.
But, you know, as you get older and the more you keep doing it, you become the best at your craft. And here she is now. She's so popular.
She's amazing. I've met her in person. She's just incredibly kind, grounded.
lovely lady,
She
isn't she?
really is,
Yeah.
you know.
She comes across
And
that
I think
way.
we should be really excited about what we're going to see for Christmas. The
Wow.
recipes of a little sneak preview. So I can't
And
say
I
too
love
much.
Maggie's pate as well. But, I could go a bit right now. And we'd love to get you on the show, Maggie. You can come in with
There you
an
go.
autographed copy on the show. Let's get back to our show here. Readings, if you'd like to know about well, we know your past. You certainly do. Where are you right now with your present and your future? So we've got the best of the snapshot readings here coming up, and you can get your questions into us, allaboutyouau@gmail.com, and on our other website there, allaboutyouaus.com. Now we've got Sammy's got the cards out here ready for Louisa. Born on the 20th of the 11th, 1980, Sammy. I'm finding my spirit connection isn't as strong as it was in the beginning when my loved one first passed. How can I be more connected to my loved one in spirit now that it's been 2 years? Thank you.
Okay, once again. Louisa.
Louisa.
Hello, Louisa. How are you? Thank you for connecting. Okay, now, Louisa, again, we don't lose contact with spirit. You know, sometimes we get very busy in our day. So we're busy in our minds, we're busy in our day, we're busy with the family, we're busy with the kids, all of these things. So what happens is that you're in your head. Now, Spirit telling me about you overanalyze, you get in your head, you think very much, you're busy in your day, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So what this actually does is it makes it very difficult for Spirit to actually communicate with you. So I feel a lot of the things that will happen and the way Spirit will connect with you is when you're sleeping. So it's just like, before you go to bed at night, what I'd like you to do, I know this sounds crazy, but it's just like you put a glass of water beside your bed. Okay, put a glass of water beside your bed. Now, get pen and paper, write down everything that you're thinking about before you go to sleep. So it's just like this, and this, blah, 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 everything. Now, try and get something that's going to divert your attention away from your thinking. So whether it's you're picking up a book, whether you're watching TV, just a magazine, just something little. But what I want you to do is your spirit are just asking, it's learning to go, okay, I don't need to be thinking like this. It's just go and just calm down. If your head starts to think, just say to yourself, okay, I don't have to think about anything. I've wrote it down and I can worry about it in the morning. Now, what this can do is just like, it's like a form of meditation, you know? It's just like, you get to your quiet space, you just go, you breathe it in and you breathe it out. You breathe it in and you breathe it out. So the spirit had been trying to communicate with you for a while, but because you're very much in your head and you're very much in your day, which isn't a bad thing, it's just like, but over-analysing and overthinking, you know, something, so it's like, it can make us go crazy sometimes. But it's difficult for them to sort of get through to you when you're in your head all the time. So I feel that what's going to happen again is just like they keep telling me about the sleep time. So you're going to reconnect. It doesn't ever go away. It's just that we get so busy, we forget. Now, what Spirit are also saying is just like also we forget is sit down and take yourself quiet. Take off the phone. It's just don't talk to anyone. Just be in that space. Now, take yourself back to a time where you were in a happy place with your partner, with this person that you're thinking of. Now, remember, those moments are never taken away. No one can take them away from you, ever, ever, ever. So get yourself back to those moments. So the spirit just saying is just like, be in that moment, just sit down and go, okay, where were you happy with this? And it's just like, close your eyes, and you're a visual because they're telling me that you can see. So it's put yourself back there and use your connection that way. I hope that makes sense to you because, you know, they are telling me that you're very visual, so I know that you can do this. But the connection hasn't gone away. It's just you've got very busy with the world and everything that's going on around you that you've kind of disattached from it a little bit. A sleep state's going to help. Discipline again. It's just get into quiet time. And I don't know if you're doing some writing, automatic writing. That might be another way that Spirit will, if you can sit down and get quiet, they're giving me pen and paper and they're going, right. So this might be another way. But again, it's learning to go. Don't get in your head, you know. Let it come out as it comes out. Even if it doesn't make sense, it's practice because it will. You haven't lost connection, you've just got busy and it's just like it's always going to be there. You've just got to say, this is what I want, more. Put that glass of water beside your bed and ask. Say, I want to remember so that when I wake up in the morning, I remember what's been said to me and it will work. Okay? Thank you.
Good on you, Sammy. You're like mum. You know, there's a real mum sense about you. It's very warm and embracing there. We had some feedback from Louisa and she says, I am so analytical. Sammy is so spot on and thank you very much for my reading. You really touched her heart.
Oh, bless. Thank you, sweetheart.
Samantha and Kelly are listening in all the way from Toowoomba in Queensland. We have Catherine and Suzanne and Dennis. Love the show. Thank you very much for being with us. Snap readings, everyone, because we're just getting away here, and I feel very uncomfortable saying that to you because I know how much and how wonderful your readings are, and when you get that information through, you've just got to give it, haven't you? Sometimes it goes on a little bit longer than we expect. Chris, sorry Pete, I've got one here for you. Sandra writes in, my sister lives in India. Her name is Wendy and her date of birth is 31st of the 7th, 1963. She is the only one out of us 6 siblings living there. The rest live in Canada and myself in Australia. I often pray and hope that through some miracle I'll be able to bring her here to live in Australia, as she has gone through some very tough times and still is. Do you see that ever happening?
Okay. So Sandra, you're worried about your sister Wendy. Okay. Thank you for your question. It must be a really, really challenging experience for you. And what I want to say is that your sister Wendy, she doesn't like being told what to do. I'm actually getting that she likes doing things her way and she also likes being in control. And I want to say that doing something like coming to Australia, it kind of feels like this could actually bring up some stuff for her because it feels like there's things that she needs to take care of where she is. And so for her to come to Australia doesn't feel like the right time right now. It feels like there's things that need to be sorted. And it's like whenever I'm feeling for Wendy to come to Australia, it's like there's more that she knows, there's more that she has around her that feels tangible. Will it happen? It's quite possible that it'll happen. I'm hesitant to say yes because I don't want to get your hopes up. It feels that it feels actually important for Wendy to actually be left to take care of the things that she needs to deal with where she is. And once those things are sorted out, then Wendy will make the decision. But I get that she's got enough on a plate at the moment in order to keep her busy for a while. What I do want to say, Sandra, though, is I'm more concerned about the mirror that's going on here for you, and it's around your angst. And it feels like, I want to say, get a piece of paper, write down all the things that you would actually like to tell Wendy to do, all the things that you would love Wendy to do in her life, and then to actually go through that list and do it for yourself, because it feels like you're actually there's a little bit of neglect going on for you on a personal level, and it feels like you're needing to give yourself a little bit more focus and attention. Wendy, I feel, will be fine. She has got some things to deal with, but it feels like it's part of her life, her karma, her experience. She needs to process these. What are you not facing right now? It's time for you to actually put yourself first here in this moment. All the best, Sandra.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Sandra. And strong Canada connection on our show tonight. Yeah. Sheila, before I go to a numerology reading, Chris writes in, 2nd of July, 1965. Such a great year to be born in. Hi, beautiful people. May I please have a love reading about my new guy and me? Thank you so much. Love and light to you all. I think Chris is in love.
I do too. I get with this relationship, it's like you've got a teenage relationship in your life now. And I don't think, Chris, you thought this was on the cards for you. I get that this man's around the same height as you, or you're, shorter, but definitely the same height. And there's a level of equality in this relationship. And I get this is so cuddly. It's like you hold hands, you kiss, not just on the lips, but on the cheek, on the forehead. I'm just getting so much, I'd say the word passion, but it's sweet passion. It's not quite ripping clothes off passion. It's even lovelier than that. It's sweet and it's slow, and there's so much friendship there. And it's like you don't want to spend time apart, Chris. I get the word long term. It's just what came through for me. So it has the bit feeling of new, but I feel like you could be a little way into this relationship and there's going to be this new feeling there for a very long time. You've both waited to meet each other because you've had experiences before, but it hasn't felt like the way this has. This has felt like this falling in love, deep, delicious, juicy love feeling. And I feel like if you're not living together, there's going to be eventually talk about how to bring your lives into a little bit more alignment. And I feel like he might be travelling a bit of a distance to see you, or you're not quite, there's a bit of a coming together. And when you come together, there's a bit of anticipation. So I don't know if there's a commute to see each other, but I feel like I'm getting they're showing me that feeling. And I think that's what makes it feel quite new. And I feel like this relationship, you're going to settle into it and you will settle down with this man. And I feel like 2018 is going to be the year of consolidation for you as a couple. And they're just showing me you in white. So if you are wanting to commit through wedding, marriage, it's there for you. And I'm actually getting that further on. So, they're showing me sort of, this is a long, beautiful path there for you. And I'm definitely getting a soulmate connection. So I'm so happy that you have found this, Chris. This is lovely. And a little bit, I'm going to say there's a bit of a rarity around this love that you have with him. I think that you've waited, and I'm glad you have, because you do deserve this. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thanks, Sheila. And I've got a numerology reading here for Karen. She's born on the 12th of February, 1964. So thanks for writing in, Karen. I just want to give you, in a nutshell here, where are you at right now? There's this journey for you, long term, and there's a dream, there's an unfulfilled goal. Perhaps you've got the seeds of these thoughts about what I want to do. I don't get you retiring. And I get that you in the future are going to build, it's like a little house here. You're going to build the platforms steady. See what I'm doing here on camera? And this is what your life's going to do. And you're going to put things in their place. And it's very, very structured. However, there's a little bit of emptiness, and this has been going on for some time. But the other side of the coin of this emptiness is that the world is open to you. There's so much there that is making itself available to you, and especially over this next 3 years. Look out for it, because there are new people that are going to enter into your life over this next 12 months that are very, very significant in your future. In December of 2017, so you're turning 53 this year, you're born in 1964, so turning 53 this year in December of 2017, it's around Christmas of course, a very, very significant period. I feel that in 2018, so we're projecting another 12 months away, you've got course or study or perfection of skills. It's going to go so well for you. There's a woman, she's not too sure what to make of you when you meet her. I'm smiling here because I'm seeing it quite clearly. She's going to have a lot to do with your future, and you're going to become very, very close. I don't see you retiring, and stop worrying about your weight or your health issues around that area. Just be you and keep going the way you are. You've got a fantastic smile. How can I confidently say that? You're an Aquarian, you're born on February 12. People who are born on the 12th of February have a wonderful presence about themselves, and that includes you as well. You always see that with the 12s, people love them. You don't have to work too hard at it, and this is what's also going to be a success to your future. I get you travelling into the north of where you are. It's not south, the north of where you are here. So there could be some trips up around Queensland or even going up towards the equator. Good luck to you, Karen. Thank you for coming on our show. Snapshot readings there. And if you'd like to join us on All About You, all you have to do is drop your questions into us. If you want to know about your present and your future, details there on the screen. allaboutyouau@gmail.com and our website, allaboutyouaus.com. Follow the links too for our show that's coming up at the Fraternity Club in Wollongong. We're there on June 16. It will roll around really quick. $55 a ticket. Buy 3 tickets, you get the 4th ticket free. So you can't lose. Come on, Wollongong, if you're around even the Illawarra, Nowra or South Sydney, come and join us on that show. We've got the best talent on that show to read it for you. It's all about you, all for you, and I can guarantee confidently that's a sweeping statement. I've been banging on about that all evening, how we're going to be doing readings for all of you. So make sure you come to that show, book 3 tickets, you'll get the 4th free. Go through our website. Friends, thanks for coming in tonight. Awesome. Peter Hoare, Sheila Vajaraza and Sammy Bunting.
Great to be
Great
here.
to be here.
What talent, and I'm just thrilled to have you with us on the show tonight. Thank you for your words and your advice. And on behalf of all of our friends who've been touched by your words tonight too, our topic of discussion.
And it's pretty rare that the 3 of us are on, so it's actually really,
it's
really
been
cool
fun.
to have
Great.
the 3 of us on
Yeah.
tonight.
Well,
I think that's awesome.
We're blessed to have you with us as well.
Yeah.
So you won't be going anywhere too far in the near future. You'll be back with us again. Even if you are on your Harley, my dear. Keep with us, friends. We'll upload this program a little bit later onto the web. We're on the air everywhere. I'm Stephen J. Murphy. Back with you again next Monday night, round about the same time. Thanks, friends, for being with us. See you soon.
Good night.
Bye.